compliance to provide solutions for. Thank you, Mr. President.
This is Senator Nengi.
Mr. President, my name is Senator Abdul Ningi, and I represent Bauchi Central of Bauchi State. Mr. President, let me join Senator Tony in also commiserating and paying condolences to those who lost their dear lives. Mr. President, Sansani, Kalendi, Fawashi are all familiar villages to me. You recall that Gombe was part of Bauchi State, and this territorial district is particularly known to me because I have a relationship that dates back to 40 years. And therefore, when I see these things, I remember the good old days during Christmas, around periods like this, that we traverse for a week before Christmas between Gombe, Kansani, Pawashi, Belleri, Kaltungo, and all those areas. We spend like very good 1 week transversing to commemorate the Christmas period of every given year. And it's this kind of sweet memories still linger in some of our minds. And that the signal that this marauder sent is that people should not enjoy their Christmas. But Mr. President, I don't know how many times as Parliament are we going to be discussing these issues which has become a tradition. Month in, month out, we bring some of these things to the notice of the Nigerian authority. But by and large, I think we need to go beyond these issues and try to take a stock, a holistic stock, Mr. President, especially at this December period, and try to come up with ideas as to why the persistence from one state to the other, especially within the northern Nigeria and some part of eastern and southern Nigeria around this period of time. These problems are becoming pervasive, and the non-state actors are gaining ground to make signals that all is not well, and probably we are not in control. I think this chamber must raise to expectation, Mr. President, and do the needful. I believe this motion is apt, is timely, but I do not think we must keep on doing what we are doing and bringing in same arguments without resolving change. Lastly, Mr. President, I'm concerned. Throughout this motion, my brother did not mention the role of the state government. You and me, as a former governor, I wasn't, you know, over 500 million, the least, is paid to some state governors for what they call a security board. Senator Dixon said that's not true. I have governors' friends. Mr. President, my argument, it is not whether 500 million is for a security board, but I know as a matter of fact, as a matter of institution, that every state government or governor has what he calls security board. I'm not sure about the amount. The issue is, what does that security board represent? Mr. President, you're a governor. I want governors here. I want you, sir. I want governors who are here. What does that security board represent? And why is it every time there are security issues, nobody mentions as the role of the governors? Why is the role of the governor? What are they supposed to be doing with the security board? Even though maybe that is the way of thinking. But I'm concerned, Mr. President, that every time we do these things, almost on a need basis, no mention of what a governor could do or can do. I know that chief security officers of their state, the Constitution says so. Governors are the chief security officers of their state. The controlling apparatus, of course, is in Abuja, but what is the role? We need to do that. And when we do that, then we need to evaluate and find a balancing act. What a state governor should do, what the president should do, what the chief of army staff should do, what the inspector general of police should do, and so on and so forth. And that is my concern. But this is a beautiful motion, and we'll commensurate with them, Mr. President.
Thank you. Well, I won't proceed to answer you because I'm no longer a governor. But on what the governors are doing with security votes, I think when you will become a governor, you will find out. That's number one. When you become a governor, you will find out what they do with the security votes. That's the first one. Secondly, Senator Alero will tell you that the amount of how do I call it? The amount of attempts at insecurity that you stop or you void are more than the ones that come to the public. And then those ones are never reported. So sometimes the security votes will go to even stop the criminals in their tracks before they carry out their nefarious acts. But those ones are never reported because it's only bad news that is good news. The press can never report anything that is very good. But it is true that the state governments have a role to play and that they cannot hand over security to the federal government alone. And coincidentally, even the state government, security is everybody's business. If we need to be secured, every Nigerian must be part of maintenance of security, peace and harmony in each part of the federation. So I think it's a good motion. But DSP, before you say anything, Senator Danduse wanted to say what?
Thank you, Mr. President, my respected colleagues. This unfortunate situation is happening on a daily basis and is very unfortunate. There is need for the security agencies to face these challenges squarely. And very importantly, it happens in my senatorial district on Thursday. In Ansabau, they kill 8 people. 2 are military officers and 6 are civilians. In Ilali, in Matazu local government, the same date, they kill 4 people. In Afru local government, they kill 6 people. In Bakori local government, they kill 5 people. About 29 lives was lost, and it's very unfortunate. And I want to advise, very sincerely speaking, the military, the police need to do more in terms of facing this challenge, because Nigeria is blessed and we have all the resources to face this criminal element, to face them squarely with a sustained, coordinated operation and with all sense of responsibilities as leaders, because it is meaningless for us sitting while people are being killed on a daily basis by criminal elements. There is no moral justification for living this unfortunate and callous people who doesn't want people to live in peace. It happens in many countries of the world. Any criminal element who wanted to fight the government must be faced squarely without fear or favor, no matter what position he is, or no matter which tribe he is, or no matter which religion he is, because Nigeria has a very cosmopolitan nature of people living peacefully for their daily end means. So there is need, Mr. President, we have to face the security agencies to do their work respectively, responsibly, and to make sure that if there is political will, this criminal element is a matter of a month to deal with them decisively by air, by ground, and by any means to ensure that they were eliminated, because there is no country that will succeed in that nature of killing people and leaving people hopelessly. That is why most of our governors are against even the making of peace with these criminals. If they have peace in Katsina, they will go to Zamfara. If they have peace in Kaduna, they will go to Katsina. So this criminal element, if they are sincerely holistic, want to live in peace, so they should submit all their arms. If you go to Southern Kaduna, I have been seeing the kind of killing and the ethnic killings they are doing. So there is need, Mr. President, to face these people squarely and responsibly as government. I so move, Mr. President.
Yes, Deputy Senate President.
Mr. President, I stand to register my solidarity to my friend, distinguished Senator Anthony Siaku, and also extend my condolences to the people of his Central Zone that lost their lives, and wish those that had injuries quick recovery. Mr. President, we need to do something about what the bandits are doing almost everywhere in this country, particularly in the northern part of the country. For us in the Northwest, it's no longer something new, it's something we face every day. But to have the extent that some parts of Northeast where this problem does not, did not exist before now, I think it's something that all those that are given the responsibility to restore peace and order in that area stand up and deal with this matter so that it doesn't get to stage we are now in the Northwest. And I quite agree with the mover of the motion. I also support him that all that needs to be done should be done to make sure that it does not happen any longer. That everything that needs to be, of course, Senator Abdul Ningi raised an issue that government should come in. Yes, government should come in, and as said by the Senate President, the issue of security is everybody's business. Not only the state government, everyone, even individuals, should come in to help, to assist people of that area. Make sure that it does not happen again, and to extend every assistance possible to those affected by the nefarious act of these bandits. We shouldn't allow them to remain alone. We should stand by them. We need our support at this time. Senator Anthony needs our support. That's why I decided to contribute to this debate. A quiet man who is always up and doing to help his people. So we support you. I'm sure the entire Senate, I urge you, all of you, to support his bid to make sure that succor is brought to bear, to his people, so that they can have some relief. The President has said me. Thank you.
Senator Zam.
President, distinguished colleagues, I am Senator Dr. Titus Tat Ngezam,
I represent the dynamic people of Benue Northwest Senatorial District. Mr. President, I rise to express my condolences to the people of Biliri local government area of Gombe State on this sad incident of having the misfortune of being attacked by herders. Mr. President, you will recall that I had sponsored a bill here advocating for a permanent solution to this problem. And the permanent solution lies in establishment of ranches so that herders and their herds will be confined to specific locations rather than grazing and moving about, clashing with other people in their homes and communities. That bill was recommended for public hearing to the Committee on Judiciary. As we speak, not much has been heard about it. And for long as herders and their herds move around freely, there will be incidents of clashes. So when we listen to debates here, sometimes one gets confused. In one breath, we try to lay blames on others. Meanwhile, we have not even played our own part. This matter can only be resolved through a legislation criminalizing moving around freely with animals. That's the only solution. So let us go ahead and pass this bill into law so that we can have a basis to measure when one goes wrong. When you go out of your ranch to encroach on someone's land, then the law will take its course. So I would suggest once again that let the relevant committee carry out that public hearing so that we can pass a law limiting the movement of cows and herders all over the place. I want to join my colleagues in sympathizing with the people of Gombe State who have lost their loved ones and re-emphasize that let this public hearing be conducted so that we put this matter to rest. Other than that, we will continue to lament and pray for lost souls every now and then. I thank you, Mr. President, for giving me this opportunity to talk. Thank you very much.
Is there anybody who is opposed to this bill? No. So we go straight into the prayers. Prayer 1, observe a minute silence in honor of the deceased residents of the district. Those in support of prayer 1 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 2, all the Inspector General Police, the Chief of Army Staff, and the Director General of the Department of State Services to investigate, arrest, and prosecute these criminal gangs to serve as a deterrent. Those in support of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 3, urge the Inspector General of Police and the Chief of Army Staff to urgently establish police and military joint task force in Biliri local government area to put a stop to the incessant killings. Those in support of prayer 3 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 4, urge the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and the Northeast Development Commission to provide relief materials to the victims to cushion the effects of these unwarranted attacks and killings. Those in support of prayer 4 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 5, mandate the Senate Committees on Legislative Compliance, Police Affairs, and National Security and Intelligence to ensure compliance and provide lasting solutions. Those in support of prayer 5 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Colleagues, let me, on behalf of all of us, thank distinguished additional prayer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to add that we had on a previous occasion, in the course of reports of killings from different parts of the country, we agreed and we resolved in this Senate that we will organize a national public hearing with a view to enacting a law that defines the rights and limits of anyone who is carrying out any form of economic activity, including movement of animals, human beings, etc. Because our attention was drawn to the fact that people in the name of ECOWAS are coming from different countries and targeting Nigeria for this kind of heinous crimes. I think we should stop the crime and carry out the resolution that we have passed before and proceed to enact a law that seeks to regulate every one of us. Every man's right stop where the other man's right begins.